10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Radiant team ban. Dire team ban. Radiant team pick.
I speak for the trees.
Dire team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Earth Spirit. Outworld Devourer.
Radiant team pick.
Hello guys and welcome back. There we go, I pressed the right buttons this time. I'm a little bit ill, my brain maybe not working so well, but cracking best of 3 here for you for the Epicenter qualifiers for Southeast Asia. Part against TNC. Game number 2 of this best of 3 coming up right here, right now as we get ourselves into the draft. My goodness, it's already been a long morning. Please, mod pack, save me from my own insanity as the draft progresses.
Let me see. Oh, I hit the right buttons. Oh man, I am on fire today. Woo! All right. Oh, what do we got here this time? Nothing different in terms of the. Well, I mean, the bounty hunter comes out, but the big deal is that we're still going to be seeing the Earth Spirit. The Lone Druid gets totally ignored in the first phase, but we get ourselves the TNC, Nature's Prophet. I believe that is their favorite hero. At least it seems to me that they love picking that thing up every single chance that they can. And it's not too surprising. It's probably Sam H's best hero. They're taking it over top of the Lone Druid. And First Departure is saying, you know, Lone Druid, he's pretty good. But we need the OD this game. It didn't quite go that well. Man, our Invoker's missing. Our Lone Druid's missing. I'm sure First Departure are going to be banning out that Invoker here.
Phantom's missing as well if you want to go for that one. But Phantom Lancer, take out TNC. I don't know. TNC and Invoker, for me, don't go hand in hand. It's not really a hero that they've shown themselves to be massively capable on, or something that's like one of their picks. But TNC will ban it out up against FD, just in case that OD does decide to go towards the safe lane. And FD, right, what we're looking at here, there's still Enchantress out there that's really annoying to handle. Bounty Hunter roaming support's already actually taken out. Sven, though, be an awful ban here either. Just get rid of another one of those safe lane carries that can flash farm and get themselves up and running quickly.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that about the Invoker, because it is true. They're so much more comfortable just giving it away most of the time. I'm not going to say with the PL obviously being banned out, and they don't really want to risk that here then, so not too surprising, but they're just a team that doesn't prioritize it for themselves. I mean, they've only picked it looks like about twice in their past like 3 times in their past like 15 games. or so. So they just they love just having Sam H, and they go into usually the Spectre. I think would be the one that I'd be pretty cautious of on first departure here. Seems unlikely you're going to run OD and Spectre, so I would probably consider banning that out. Is that kind of what you're thinking here, or?
That Brood ban interests. I know that T has run mid-nature's before, but I can't remember what he ran it against. It might have been against an OD a couple of times, but I know it's like 99%, like you said, a Sam H hero. But departure back with a Lone Druid, so they've got 2 of their cores set and locked down. TNC, you can start looking at, your roaming Enchantress, heroes like that can get up in the face of your opponent, because first departure, that Earth Spirit kind of leaves a deficit in one of your lanes. Enchantress can abuse that quite heavily.
Yeah, no, loving that. Always good up against the Lone Druid too. It's one of the few supports that can actually have a big damage impact on the bear, right? Like help actually deal with that thing. Try and run away, and you're just chucking those lances at it. I'm okay with that being picked up here, and gives them lots of potential for their laning. Like if she wants to go hang out with the Nature's Prophet up top, let's apply a little bit of pressure there, depending on what ends up happening. Of course, let's say it's a safe lane OD. Always happy to try and shut him down early as much as possible. He can't really do anything about the big creeps. Really early on, that is. Like he'd have to waste basically his entire mana pool of Arcane Orbs to kill them down. So looks like they're going to get a little bit greedier. There is still the Enigma, but without any big AoE to set it up, they're going to go for the Doom instead. And he also does very well in these recent dual off lanes, like just hanging out with your Faceless Voids or your Enchantresses. That's been pretty popular, but this time on the Dire, I feel like he's going to be spending a little bit of time in the safe lane. I guess it's going to depend on what this last pick is, though. I'm not really feeling the OD safe here. I think they're going to have to go back for something a little bit more active. Unless like they get like a puck mid or something, I guess that would be okay. TNC. Now where do they want to go? That Spectre's still in the pool.
Reserve time.
I'm wondering as well. Drow Ranger. Going to be up for them. Already with their 3 ranged heroes. So Raven Drow, Enchantress for AU, Spirit Winter G Small Sun, Sam H, Nature's Prophet. Final hero. I think it's a Clinks ban. I think you just straight up ban the Clinks here, knowing that Teehee is, a Clinks lover, and that they'd love to run it in their draft strats previously. I think it's the safest ban out there. First departure, like you're saying, you've got the Zoom kind of roaming around, maybe shadowing the Enchantress a little bit. With Earth Spirit as well, you've got kind of 2 melee supports that have to try and make room for one another. You've got 3 solo laners. TNC, yeah, I don't know. I still think that Doom could potentially one roll here, or maybe even just a straight up off laner. You could have Lone Druid safe lane, Doom off lane with the Earth Spirit if you want to, and have the farming Doom there. First departure have options. Have options, and honestly, to round out their draft, I'd kind of like to see another support.
You know what I would like on yeah, no, I agree with that for first departure. That'd actually be super solid. Someone needs a gap close on top of that Drow too, whatever that last pick is. Like you have the Earth Spirit. I don't know if that's gonna be enough though.
Wyvern?
What if they just went Spectre, honestly, up against that whole squad? I'm thinking, what if TNC went back for, like, the Faceless Void, and ran that in the off lane, maybe with the Enchantress, did a safe lane? Like, that would be kind of a TNC thing to do, wouldn't it? To whip out a Faceless Void here.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. Damage Void, then Teehee next if they wanted to do that one. But first departure, I think Winter Wyvern is probably one of the stronger heroes here against Nature's Prophet summons, Enchantress with a rapid damage from Drow Revenge. Having a Winter's Curse available to demolish the push in from TNC would be pretty damn good. Also, pretty self-sustaining lane support that doesn't need too many items or farm when you've already got 4 relatively greedy heroes already.
Keeper of the Light.
Wow, that is like, that's like my pub pick. If I see this enemy team, my pub's like, alright, I'm just going like Keeper of the Light. It's gonna blast these waves. It's like my only option here. I need someone who's ranged. I've already got this Earth Spirit. I can't go for my Shaker. I'm just gonna pick Coddle, and we're just gonna spam at them. So, I like that. That's a unique hero. Ooh, he's back, baby. I haven't cast a Viper in like a month and a half. I see it get banned sometimes in Southeast Asia, but never picked.
Oh well. Viper with the Drow aura. Be pretty nasty for that OD to handle towards the mid lane. I was hoping for a Clinks. The Viper will do, I guess, for Teehee. Everything gonna go as planned and pretty standard for the rest of them, it looks like. So, first departure. Pick up your heroes and show us what you're made of, because I'm still not sure about your laning phase here. I'm still not sure about exactly putting these heroes out.
Looks like you were correct. it is in fact the safe lane Doom. I wasn't sure if I kind of feel like he would have been going. Well, I should say it's position 1 Doom, which we're right with. So it will be Cal on this off lane lone druid. I wonder how much help he's gonna get.
Looks like Poloson's going to be heading down there with some obs and sentries already. Lobby, keep the light, 2D Doom, and towards the mid we've got Wedding Crash on that Outworld Devourer, Poloson Earth Spirit, and Cal Lone Druid. While I forgot to put game sounds on, but I'll change that right now before I forget again. The rest of TNC, they've actually smoked up. They're moving towards these ancients, maybe scouting someone up on top of this high ground here. It's going to be Poloson, and he's actually moved behind these trees. He's going to get caught out with a roll forward. He'll get away. Back towards his tier 2. They want to try and ward up or at least block this camp though.
30 seconds to battle.
Make sure that Lone Druid can't farm it. And try and force him out of lane.
I've been told. Oh yes, here we go. Camera grip. Okay, my camera grip works again. Hey, all right. I'm still learning about this new spring cleaning patch.
Oh, someone told me that you can turn on the ability to view the camp areas.
Yeah, I think it's not on by default.
The battle begins.
Yeah, you have to actually set it onto your thing. Hold Alt shows neutral spawn boxes, tower range. Okay, here we go. All right.
Oh,
Oh, there they are. Oh, look at that.
juicy.
Why did they fade in? Like, come on. Is that really Valvo? It's like presentation, like, woo, woo. All right. Enough of that.
Hey you, oh dear. Pop the sprites, level 1. Over in the Nature's Attendant's gonna heal himself up and keep him out of bombs to reach Poloson. But already, Nature's Prophet treants towards mid, annoying Wedding Crash and forcing him back. Viper did get the bounty rune down the bottom lane. OD got his up at top, but lanes, how we're looking. So, Damage Nature's Prophet is up at top. 2D, the Doom with a Cottle. The 1v2 up there. The Earth Spirit's going to try and roam in onto your safe lane and secure this. Make sure that Nature's Prophet doesn't get too much farm up here. He and AU has got the Viper Enchantress mid. OD is going to have a pretty
They're wrapping on Sam.
ferocious time. You're right, they've got him. With Mana Leak level 1 as well, they've actually been able to trap him and kill him off.
Ah, piece of cake. Yeah, nice little wraparound by Poloson coming out of the river, and Mana Leak being totally underestimated here by your Nature's Prophet. Like, level 1 without the Sprout, he's got no counter up against it. Now, that'll change, but of course, early on the laning phase, plenty of tangos, and pretty wisely getting up that War Stop as well for the Doom. So it's going to be a little bit of a difficult situation here for Sam H, I think. Once, have you played against Cupid Light lately? Because honestly, Mana Leak is just brutal as an offlaner. Like, it's where I typically find myself, and you just keep spamming it, and there's nothing you can do. It lasts for 5 seconds at level 1. Can you believe that? 5 seconds. That's a long time. It's a lot of right clicks.
Just think of it as like a 5-second disable, basically.
I mean, it's like you just rely on your mana so much as an offlaner, and once again, Pulson, he's looking for the wraparound, but not going to find it this time.
Cal is being forced back down the bottom lane.
Mid lane.
G as well. He doesn't have Astral. He's going for the 201 build. T
Trying to man up on the Viper.
Solo kill. Hang on a second, Poloson. Are you sure this is where you want to be? You've got no roll. Another poison attack. He's going to give him another kill. Ah, this was not the play. He's got a Fairy Fire. I think Poloson might be able to survive this.
Yeah, he's out of mana. Did he already cast the attack?
There's an attack outgoing from
Oh, I
Tihi.
can see it. Okay.
I think actually Earth Spirit's okay, because there's no way Tihi dives this for the kill. Poloson should be able to Fairy Fire himself up, keep himself alive. Like, how much damage is this doing? Level 2 Nether Toxin. With,
I mean, he's got the attack speed. Do you think he won't dive it? Because he just rolled in.
Well, that's the thing though, because the one attack's going out, 88 damage. Is he going to do 88 damage from this? Is he going to be able to kill him with this hit? Like, does Fairy Fire save him from this hit and then he's 1 more? Or does he need 2 more after Fairy Fire?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it would be 2 more. Because he doesn't even have the mana for another poison attack. Oh yeah, he'll just back.
Let's find out what happens next, guys. Does Poloson even use the Fairy Fire? Oh, he does need 1 more, actually. Damn. I really underestimated Nether Toxin level 2. That's a sick amount of damage, honestly.
Oh yeah, that's right. Right, forget about that. Piece of cake. Easy Viper. You know, you don't see this hero for a while, you start to forget a little bit about him. And how absolutely disgusting he is. You're like, you think you're gross OD? Let me show you a whole new world, baby.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Viper. Yeah, I'm back.
And now he's got Boots Ring of Aquila. I mean, Lone Druid down the bottom lane. He's got Poloson helping him out here. They're trying to secure this pull camp, and they roll in onto Winter G, but Raven, ready with the Frost Arrows back onto Earth Spirit. Full HP, so not really the easy target to turn back around on. While AU's Enchantress, you know, you've hit level 2, you've got a couple of creeps now, but apart from that initial laning stage where she made a little bit of an impact against the OD, there haven't been too many good rotations or, you know, any aggressive plays. Still holding onto that smoke for a long time.
Enchantress, obviously she's one of the stronger heroes this patch, but she's so good at doing so many different things. Like you can grab the Wild Wing creep, you can just farm up a stack, you know, you can get very aggressive with your troll, with your satyr, but if you can't quite get the right creeps and you die once and it messes with your rotations, it really takes away from the hero, because then you have to go back, you have to find a creep, you know. Everyone's moving around the map like this Earth Spirit, like how do you even deal with them? Look at that. Oh, later. Nice net, bruh. Paulson just slips himself away.
Suddenly he's mid lane.
Yeah.
Just looking at CS though, 17, 17, 17. This OD is down at 9 and 3. The Drow Ranger and the Viper having a crack in time, while actually Nature's Prophet, top of farming lane, he's farming this side camp as well. And he's got plenty of CS on the top of all of this, you know, 960 gold, looking pretty hot. Great start for TNC already, while 2D's Doom, sure enough you've got 20 CS and the Devourer's going to be able to start wrapping up your farm as well, but they've not really stacked up too many of these neutral camps, and I think that Lubby on this Cottle got to start aiming towards that, because he himself needs some farm. For the light, sure enough, he's good in lane with Mana Leak, the Shadow Magic's pretty damn good as well, but you want that level 6, you want your Aghanim Scepter or a Force Staff or something, and between Cottle and Earth Spirit, I think Keeper of the Light has to be the more greedy one.
Yeah, and he was trying a little bit, he was just stacking them up now, but you can see when he comes back, they don't have this classic Keeper of the Light combination, you know? It's not a Bristleback, it's not a PL, it's not someone who can actually take advantage of this mana regen. I suppose you could argue it with the Shockwave, maybe he can, but I feel like he should be spamming right now if I'm 2D, you know? Like just walking up and just throwing it out there, because that's the whole point of having Keeper of the Light near you. But here they go with the kick.
Yeah, kick into roll, Illuminate Blast is there as well. 2D slows him down and burns through with a Shadow Blast to finish. 2D clears up the Nature's Prophet, and 1200 gold sitting in the bank. How much did he take? Oh, look at that. Look at that Nature's Prophet. He's going for the null build again. Fact, it's been a while since we've seen this one, huh?
Oh, it's glorious, you know? Maybe we'll even get into the blade mail. Come on now. Let's go. But his phase boots will be a little bit later because of it. And I guess just because he can't really man up on anyone, well, I don't know, you have the Drow. It's kind of interesting that he's not going for the phase boots, like for that nice move speed to just like run people down.
We will see him go for it next. The Sam H. In different item builds from him. Phase boots, orchids, drums, maybe not what he's going to go for with a double mill picked up. He's just going to ramp up his damage as much as he can. Got a Sprout available to roll in. Oh, Bosen barely scraping past from a two-man Sprout, but a kick forward from the Earth Spirit TP out, and Sam H is barely going to complete. No, he's not! Finished off by the silence, the magnetize, or the geomagnetic grip from Earth Spirit as Pelosin escapes. Himself away mid lane though, wedding crash. Oh, he turns back to Astral up with the Viper. That tick damage though, look at him down to 200 HP, and Teehee cannot see and will not die with the OD.
Radiant's top tower.
Yeah, the max poison attack build. Not exactly the most common thing, but up against the OD. Certainly working out here. Don't need to max up that Nether Toxin, really. And Teehee's just dominating the mid lane once more. We'll see if there'll be quite the, the same bounce back. Now, last time it only happened because Teehee left. You know, he made those rotations to the side lanes. He kind of put the pressure there. He was able to burst down this tower too whenever left alone. But as the Viper, a little bit harder to make that same kind of an impact, you know. He'll be going towards the mechanism, so he'll probably just be hanging out here a little bit longer. But that's okay, because it's an OD. I think you're just as happy shutting him down as you are the Invoker, if not more so. And even drawing in both supports right now.
Urian has finally hit level 6. 3 deaths to his name. It's not particularly great, but not awful either, as Lubby's going to go around and actually de-ward this Observer. Knowing that there's high ground vision here that the Viper's been hitting up onto his OD from the river. We've also got an Observer ward of their own looking across the ridge. P into bottom. Sam H looks like he wants to try and find the... Oh no, he's being scouted, he's been seen. Untrue, it's okay, but this should turn into a push. And if it doesn't, that's a lot of wasted time by Sam H, and it looks like he's just going to head back into the jungle and farm.
I'm not sure if he's just too worried about being up top, or... Because mid lane, they did try and make the gank on the Teehee.
Paul Austin down as well. Nature's Wrath helped that tremendously, but TE verifies. First departure, they wanted to come in and kill off the Viper, but only level 1 Corrosive Skin, having Strength Treads verifies, and now nearly having his mech completed, 800 gold off it. TE Viper is a force.
Yeah, guess who's back, baby? Honestly, like this was just Viper was so huge for a while. It was banned out virtually. I would say like what 80% of games that you were at least seeing it. If the mid hero was still in the situation being picked, so it wasn't an overall stat. But
you caught by the roll in. 2D will come in, but he's got a mana left with this OD slamming out with the arcane orbs. He still keeps himself up and running. No stun back on the 2D, while on the back end the tower dies to Nature's Prophet. And first departure, they get nothing from this.
Oh, sneaky Sam H.
Oh, they're gonna see Lubby. There's no stuns, but there's the damage!
Oh my god.
Raven! That Drow Ranger. Bloody
That
hell.
was a pretty good roll, I think. It was close to him getting out. Let me see. How much HP did he? Because, I mean, I think that was like within like 2 or 3.
That was very close. That was very, very close.
It was about 7 damage on that roll, and then he rolled quite literally 8 higher than his last 2, so easy right clicks there to secure the last one.
Raven prayed to Orange Jesus and he got the luck. Got the blessing. 2D has moved off this top lane, so it's no longer the farming safe lane Doom, it's the roaming one roll Doom. Oh, they missed out on the roll, but they get the kick. Follow some good chain across onto Raven with the Doom forward from 2D. They'll try and chase him down. There's no TPs coming out, so this should be a secured kill onto the Drow Ranger. Buys herself a TP scroll. This does mean that first departure have given up 2 other lanes though and killing off the Drow. Sure enough, you limit her farm and piss her off a little bit, but you already bought her helm. There's nothing really lost. You've given Midas to Nature's Prophet. You've given Viper enough time to farm up his mech. Is that rotation really worth it, Mopax?
I don't know, like as you said, buying it makes a pretty big difference when it's finally the focus coming down on the Drow. Usually you want to be there a little bit earlier, especially when you have this combination of like the Earth Spirit and the Doom, people that can just kind of run at the tower and not be too concerned, but obviously the pressure was thrown into the mid lane and was much less successful, and well, the Midas comes out for Sam H, but the Midas also comes out here for AU. I mean, it's not a Chen, so it's not quite as hilarious as last time, but I'm okay with the Midas Enchantress too. A much more common thing kind of used to be the play here. Lovey once again in some trouble, so he's forced to TP out, but Winter not level 6, so there won't be a swap here. The counter pressure, it's being applied in the bottom lane, so Lone Druid does get the kill. Obviously that's kind of the dream here, as he's building up into his own Midas, which is now on the courier and flying out, but top lane will be handing that one over to T-He, who has almost got his mechanism just 350 away. And for them,
He's got it, doesn't he? Yeah, it's on the courier.
Oh, he does?
Yeah, he's got
he's got excellent.
Radiant's middle tower
Oh,
is under
glorious.
attack.
What a good day.
Now they're going to TP in mid and try and defend this tower up. T-He, 1200 HP with the mech as well. They'll try and, right click him down? Yeah, that's the happening here. You've got to run away from this, but you can't, because there's infinite damage coming through. Stun from Pelosi with the silence back as well. Geomagnetic Grip actually annoys AU a fair amount, but he rolls back into the river. Gets himself away from Winter D. He was looking and aiming with that magic missile, but it's up at top where Sam H being chased out by Wedding Crash OD, but just look at the tree and block out the advance and make sure he's perfectly safe behind the trees.
I'm sure Winter G right now is just like, I have never been so frustrated being level 5. It's like, it's like 3 kills now.
What?
Just needing that so much into... where is Lubby? Like, this Keeper Light, he's only sitting on 10 last hits. You can't play Keeper Light like this, can you? I don't know. I haven't really felt the impact. He's had 1 kill, 1 death, 1 assist, but I haven't felt like the push out of the lanes. He hasn't been farming, so he's not getting up into those bigger items where he finally becomes relevant. I don't know. He doesn't even have his Tranquil Boots done yet. He's going to get another stack off here, but he's got to get his face in the game, you know? 2-1-2 build. So he's got the sustain. But that pressure's going to be coming out here. We got the Drow Ranger lineup, and, you know, she did get that helm. She's got the tread, so she's stacking up. The mechanism obviously done here for T-He with the Midas on AU.
5 or 6 minutes in, kind of midway through the laning phase, as a Coastal, really you have to go back and stack and farm jungle camps just to get yourself to level 6. Like I was saying, has to be a lot greedier than the Earth Spirit, who wants to kind of roll around. Midas is finally done for Calvo. The Lone Druid getting himself up on the board at long last. But I am worried, Mopax, about this Doom. Leaving the lane so early and really limited on his farm. He's got 5k net worth, but This is 1,000 lower than the Viper, 1,000 lower than the Drow Ranger. And the great thing about Doom, right, is you have Devour. You're meant to be out-farming everyone with just that one ability, but he's not. He doesn't have that kind of one-up on everyone.
Yeah, you're worried about the Doom. I'm worried about the OD. Like, support OD up top lane. Just had such an awful time mid. And maybe that's part of the reason why your Doom has had to make this rotation, right? Just to hand it over to Wedding Crasher, because this is just brutal. Sam H, he's looking at possibly a TP, but both towers, I mean, this is kind of what we expected, right? Like with the Drow and the Mech, they can't contest right now. The Keeper of the Light didn't get enough farm to get into even the higher levels to help out with this kind of a push, which is why you end up picking the hero. Certainly going to be great for the high ground defense, but you'd think that you would like a little bit of this defensive vision that they did lay out to actually be useful here. This is what you're kind of hoping, right? Is that your Keeper of the Light's keeping this lane blocked just by, you know, spamming it out there, and then if they try and make this sneaky little play, you punish it. And instead, they're just going to wipe out your bottom lane. They're going to head into the Roche pit. You have no way to contest. Your farm currently is on an OD that just has nothing going for him. This game is like so hard right now. Oh man, is it ever?
It's spiraling out of control, absolutely. And you're talking about, you know, the great move from TNC pushing bot lane, heading into Roshan. But what we usually see is the opponent team, even if they're behind, they go for the trade-off of the tier 1, right? Up at top. They go opposite side of the map and say, screw it. You get Roshan, we'll get something elsewhere. But Teehee is defending mid lane. He's defending tier 1. They can't take an easy tier 1 there. Samage, TP'd up top. Tier 1 up at the top lane. They can't take a tier 1 there. So first departure, they don't even get the trade-off of a tier 1. They don't get any influx of gold whatsoever. They're just sitting in their jungle saying, well, hey, we've got nowhere to go. We've got literally no options here apart from farm our own jungle. While TNC take full control of the map, and now they're going to look for another tier 2 mid. Half this one, the actual map here for first departure, it just keeps shrinking and shrinking. You know, you've got your Lone Druid pushing out hard on bottom lane, but this is just going to hem them back so far deep into their base that first departure, if you even look at them, they're going to fall over. Then you ask the question, what is their high ground defense like? Because they don't have big team fight ultimates, right?
I really hope AU buys a Dragonlance right now, because, you know, the high ground defense, right now they've just picked up the Dragonlance on the Viper, you got one out on the Drow, the drums are down here for Nature's Prophet, everything is just coming right together to certainly be cleaning up this last tier 2. And high ground, it's not an unrealistic expectation with this current Aegis. There's still so much time left on it for them to make some sort of maneuver. Oh wait, is that clock?
Dragonlance.
Second, I thought the clock wasn't moving, but is the clock moving at the right time?
Yeah.
Okay, alright, we're good. I was just thinking that looks like a really long Aegis, but no, we're good. Okay, so, oh, actually it goes right for the drums, so the double drum instead. Interesting from AU. I wonder what the reasoning is behind that, when they already have it on Sam.
I'm not sure. Maybe it's to try and blast the Doom. You know, he's sitting on 850 HP, right?
Yeah, that's a good reason.
He takes a lot of damage. I mean, point booster.
Oh, bottom lane, the roll.
Sam H, you're right. There we go with the stun back and forth. Found himself inside these trees, but he'll get taken out by the movement from first departure. They finally, in the past like 3-4 minutes, they've kind of been scrambling around looking for anything to do to spend their time on. A good swing there. 500 gold going back the way of the Lone Druid, and that should give him almost his relic. He's 800 away from it, but up at the top lobby. Hello. Back behind that tier 2. Hide yourself away. But yeah, first departure. They get across the river. Safety in numbers, I guess, is the name of the game here for them. They know TNC, they're actually grouped up the top as Raven. Oh, look at that damage. Shreds through below, and Earth Spirit rolls back, but the projectiles will follow. Kill him off as a swap onto lobby. Allows him to get a double kill onto Teehee.
Jeez, where are the creeps at? They didn't even care.
Mid tier 1 here for first departure. I think the TPs will come thick and fast, but AU with Sam H to sprout onto the Wedding Crash. He can after himself, he can force staff away, but the emphasis damage is too much to handle. And 2D on the high ground will TP out safely. Actually buys himself a Vlad. Well, this is where TNC, they've got Viper Drow up at top, 3 heroes dead. Well, 1 hero dead for 30 seconds. Gonna consider going high ground here, but without the rest of their team, maybe a little bit worrisome.
Oh, they're so close to this Radiance right now. There's the rolling on a Teehee.
Oh,
I want that magnetize.
Lightning light across, but Raven, he kind of stands his ground. He's just pumping out the damage here as AU. There's the stun kick combo. 2D's dead. Shard Golem's coming out. They've not got much left to give. Cal, Lone Druid sprouted through, and TNC, It's just simple easy takedowns. He tries to dodge a couple of projectiles with that transformation, but first departure. It's time to depart this best of 3. TNC, they're all pretty healthy. And let's look at that, 12 to 5, 18 minutes in, they're going to take their first lane of racks here, it looks like. With the glyph available, FD might be able to defend, but your OD has no items. He's got a 4-staff, that's it. There's no drums, no BKB, no blink, nothing really to give him the real damage output or sustainability in these team fights. He tries to go for the deny on the racks, but it's not happening.
Can't even get the Pyrrhic victory here and Pulse and silent stuff. Oh my god.
Back to the fountain, but second lane, they pushed in mid for a good reason. Tier 3 mid. Looks like it's forfeit as well, and this time with no glyph available. First departure have all of their heroes alive. This is going to be their last stand.
He needs to sell to Midas and buy Radiance right now.
Well, he's not trying to hold on to it. He'll get himself a first hit and tag.
Okay.
That's a good start. Swap back, Windy, he gets his drow out of trouble. There's the stun, the bolt, toss from Tootie. Turns back around, Tootie's dropping low, standing the clip is pretty good there. Down on the TNC, but Tootie's dead. Through the scorched earth, they get the damage output down onto him, but damage is ripped apart by the Astral. He's getting damage done from this OD. The Arcane ult, the Clitter up Raven as well. Defend their second lane of racks, kinda, with a melee dropping. They get themselves through and push out across this lane. Keeping the Midas maybe will give this Kaldon Druid the ability to go now forward from Midas into another item.
Alright, well, I mean, it's not exactly the worst Radiance timing, of course, but the pressure that's coming from TNC, it's just obviously looking like it might be a little bit too little too late, as it were, having lost 2 of their melee barracks and just the lonely range now sitting in the mid, and of course the full racks on the bottom lane, but only a matter of time before TNC just want to put on the pressure. They haven't even spent, I imagine, a lot of that gold, or at least it hasn't been relevant in the fight yet, so getting in a couple of those bigger items, we're going to have the Manta style, of course, there for the Drow. It looks like it'll be the Orchid being worked on here for your Nature's Prophet on SamH, and they've got all the tools that they could really dream of. So the question is, like, do they just run at them again? It seems like that's kind of the plan, right? Like, why wait? Is there really much chance that they can buff you off once more?
I don't think so. You know, you looked at the Doom on the Viper and it was pretty lackluster. Did he get anything new from this? He's actually got 2,000 gold. For an OD at this point, he just bought something. What was it? He bought Veil. He's buying Veil, right?
That would be...
He bought Dragonlance then.
That's not too bad, I suppose.
I saw him with, like, you know, Null plus another Circlet and thought, huh, Veil, it could kind of work. Stats, the amount of magic damage pairs up nicely with your Earth Spirit and your Radiant from the Lone Druid. It's kind of interesting to see none of these first departure heroes go for that Veil. Because it's such a good, like,
and going for the Ghost instead.
Cost-effective item, and it boosts Earth Spirit massively.
I mean, they're playing the Mega late here, like, Lubby's still going for the Aghanim Scepter, and considering the situation, he is pretty close, to be fair. So...
They can dream.
Someone needs it eventually. AU? Looks like it. Blast comes through. Can they actually get him is the question. We'll have a roll of 5, but...
Healing up through all of this.
Sprank.
Is a good amount of damage, but he's just keeping on going. Can actually finish him off. The rest of the TNC are actually coming in to try and catch them off guard. AU will finally drop the radiant damage, but TE has found Tootie on the back end. Manta starts to try and get out of that Doom, but Tootie throws it out too late. He's got TE here, Doom's up, the blind level, get TE dropping low, and then there we go. The damage output is good, but it's going to be good enough. TE, yeah, the Doom will finish him off surely, and the TP's back and out from the rest of first departure. Will get themselves back to safety, but it's actually to save their own base. The double streak from T is taken by Tootie, but just look at the OD. Drops out to SamH and the Vengeful Spirit, and Earth Spirit now looking for the trade-off here. Winter G, juking through the trees. The swap and stun are available, but he'll get kicked into his own bloody grave. Tier 3 bottom lane did take severe structural damage. TNC though, I thought they were going to try and get in there to fight it, but it was only the Viper that turned up.
Oh, goodness gracious. That's 4,700 gold swing outside the base. You gotta be pretty happy about that. Yes, they lost their range racks, but, I mean, at this point, does that really matter, really? Like, if you're gonna trade it for that much gold stacked on top of everybody, I would probably take it. Lubby, he's building up into that Aghanim. It's a little bit harder when it comes to these super creep pushed in, obviously not getting the best gold bounties here, but gotta believe, man, in the dream. Do you believe, Durka? Do you believe?
The dream of Kotal Ags. Honestly, when there were no BKBs for TNC, that blinding light is huge. against Drow and Viper, who are, you know, primarily just right-click carries, just want to punch you with their projectile punching. Blinding Light is the saving grace for First Departure. It is the one ability that can win them team fights, honestly. We saw the Doom onto the Viper, but it's just tickling him. It doesn't do a massive amount. It's the fact that Viper can't hit people, that's the kicker here. Roshan spawning in about 2 minutes time. Both teams, they're vying for this Roche pit, but the smoke pops and Pelosin with the Invis rune that he just picked up. Make sure to scout them all out and then block the ramp as well. Oh, look at that.
Oh, we got on the high ground! Kicked him up there!
Hey, can I do anything with this though? Pelosin taking a chunk of damage and the Ghost Scepter's up at the swap back. Earth Spirit gonna pay for his insolence as he kicked Teehee up into the high ground. Might have to TP himself away. Is there a scores coming out in the courier?
That's pretty hilarious, to be fair. Oh, they're trying to sprout plays. Try to knock him down. That's some good stuff right there. Alright, well, there it is.
They pushed him down. Got him.
Sam H, too good.
Stuff. Well, First Departure, you had a little bit of funny games there. Raven, Manta style with his Dragon Lance, Viper with the same story as well. Mac on him, Helm on the Drought. G has got his Ether Lens as well as his level 2 swap. Aghanim Scepter on AU, dear lord, that damage output is insane. First Departure, and sure enough, this Lone Druid has got himself a plate mail, but Cal, he's had a pretty rough game farm-wise. He's 3-1-4, he's managed to stay alive pretty decently, but actually progressing through these items has been such an atrocious journey. Don't know where he heads from here. Actually, where he heads from here is just smoke forward. They don't know that Roshan has a relatively long spawn time. They're gonna try and contest this, but it's TNC who are just ready and waiting outside the pit fight to kick off.
And the wave is pushing in mid, so gonna have to be cautious. Sam, he'll have the TP up in what, 10 more seconds? Lubby, he's also leaving. I'm not sure about this.
I thought they'd find the Vengeful Spirit, but it's actually just the Viper. Swap back with the G Smallson, saves with the Viper, but they've got the Concave. They've got the heroes here available to try and trap him off. Viper drop to the Doom as well as that Magnetize.
Oh, Sam's pinging. Is he gonna go?
Thinking about it. It's actually tier 4 towards the mid lane though that
he's going.
they're planning on going for. They're just shoving this lane down. Winter G Smallson somehow managed to find himself towards the mid lane. That kick quite in time.
Sam's like, oh, guys, let's go. A little bit too scared to just hop into the base. Definitely the right play. In the end there, I think he probably would have paid with his life, even if he did end up getting that tier 3 tower. So keeps him up and alive. It'll come eventually, but now they're gonna come. They're gonna contest this Roshan. They have the vision, thanks to that creep wandering on up, and still not gonna be there in time. It would seem, unless Polson wants to make some bold plays. What else is left though?
It's too late. Even with a savage draw, won't be able to get themselves into the pit. And this Spirit Bear, holy shit! Look at that. Destroyed. Cal does have a resummon. Why he's not straight away? There we go. Bring it up, Sam. TV forward, kick back. Pelosin though, Silent Stop the Ghost Scepter is there and available, so they'll be able to roll themselves back a little bit further. But Wedding Craft, look at the damage from the impetus of AU. Turns back onto the second bear and without the Spirit Bear. Oh, high ground defense is going to be atrocious for First Departure. At least the
Cal the Creep.
Keep himself alive.
100 seconds, no bear.
Sad stuff. Aegis instantly pops though. T doesn't have a second life, but Tootie, the damage has to buy back, but doesn't have it available. They just push up on the Hydra with Pelosin getting in there with back to clear him up, and that standing clip down to T. Will drop him below and maybe kill off this Viper, but AU has found the aggressive position just to keep pummeling out with these little lances and spears. Cal and Pelosin, pretty much the last guy standing in this team fight as OD buys back and looks forward aggressively for any kind of play he can make. But it's the defensive play. They have to remove themselves back. AU just standing next to the bloody fountain, kicked back, and he might try to TP away. And they've got a stun, they've got an astral. They've got him trapped now, but TNC. Oh my god. There's no way he can. No. He can't survive this. Get him. Get him.
No.
Urn will tick him over. They lose to tier 4 and a tier 3. Tier 4 left to this throne is dropping low as well. The TNC is just a matter of time. They're chipping away at the defenses here, and First Departure, you know, with like no buybacks left, no item progression remaining. It's, I don't know, it's lights out.
And this is the lower bracket, correct? This is like you're done though.
You're out.
So that's why they are fighting so, you know, tooth and nail. It's understandable. But the BKBs, they're up. Talk about the impact they had. Like, saw Sam, 10 seconds. Now he'll have the 9-second one. You're going to have the full 10 seconds available on your Drow Ranger for Raven. It's a tough task. I mean, there was no bear, to be fair, but... that rhymed, that was kind of funny. But, like, the mischance wasn't there, and now it still won't be there, just because the BKBs are up.
Did they even care that there was no bear, to be fair?
That's something I'd rather not share. I had nothing else. I'm sorry.
The bear can go back to his lair. I don't know if he dares, but, you know, find out. I think it's time to stop rhyming, because my brain hurts.
Yeah. We still have another best of 3 to get through, can you believe that?
Oh my god. We're gonna have a bit of delay though.
That's true.
Our best of 3 starts in an hour and 20 minutes, I think. We kinda want this best of 3 to go to a game 3. We want First Departure to come back into this and take us to game number 3, but the way things are looking, TNC, they have full control of this. You know, they've got wards up there, they're seeing everything happen across Ancients, Flames being pushed out, the Lone Druid Spirit Bear is trying its best to the creep wave at bay. And this is like a last in smoke.
Something.
If they can catch Teehee here, Mantis Style is popped with the gun back. There's no doom from 2D. The Astral is there trying to sort him out, but with the G, swamps back Teehee and Cal. The Spirit Bay brings it towards him, but he's just being right-clicked down into Oblivion. Raven pops the BKB and then back to captain in the trees for the Mantis Style. Raven gets himself to a more defensive position, but Teehee, doomed up, is still right-clicking people down. Nature's Prophet on the back end will kill off the Nature's Prophet, and the Sanity Clip's not going to do a hell of a lot. As AU and Sam 8, they are going man mode here up against a couple of First Departure heroes, but it's just trouble. It's just danger. It's just First Departure trying to bail themselves out and run out, but look at the Spirit Bear right-clicked out again. Full Lotions up on the front lines. They'll clear up Sam 8 at the very least, as Winter G is killed off. First Departure, and they've done it. The buyback into the game by the Nature's Prophet is thrown. The throne back in the First Departure base. There's no TPs for the OD. He's going to get himself back into the fountain, but it's TNC who will right-click them down and Outworld Devourer. It looks like he's going to drop with a Lone Druid going to follow shortly after. Cal and now 2D. AU facing the throne, but you've got to go for the kills. Take him out, finish the game, and TNC will win the best of 3, 2-0.
Well, the first match was a little bit more competitive, and the First Departure, they held out for this one, but it was a long time coming. It seemed like it was going to be pretty difficult, and in the end, unable to pull it off, and just Drow Ranger things, you know? They took it, they ran with it, they crushed the lanes. The Keeper of the Light pick did not work out. I can understand the logic behind it, obviously.